Hello, this is Christy Bridges from One Moment Wiser, and I have
Sarah Freeman, or Sarah Soon, that's my pen name. Hi, everybody.
from Write to Edit. So we are here to talk about a project that we've been unrolling this year. And some of you are in on it. You've been at our Christmas writing in your PJs session, and you participated in our 90-minute workshop where we learned about scene crafting. And some of you haven't ever heard of either of those things, and right now you might be wondering what in the world you've been missing. You've been missing it. You don't have to keep missing it, though. We want to talk about what we've been doing and how you can be involved, how you can get your novel written this year. How are you doing, Sarah?
I am well. I've just so enjoyed the whole process and the different workshops we've done, and looking forward to the upcoming one.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that you're here today. You know where I've been?
Where?
I've been someplace nice and sunny. We went on vacation to the place where my husband and I had our first real date years ago.
Oh, how did you like it?
Oh, it was wonderful. Back 22 years ago, we went to Universal Studios, and that was the day that we started using the L word. We started saying, I like you.
Oh, slow. It was very slow.
So when we went to Universal this time, I was still feeling those romantic feelings, but I was also really curious because we have determined to help people write their own novels this year. And I wanted to go with an open mind to the storytelling possibilities. And I realized a couple of important things. So, number one, all the rides, they had a story. Every ride you went on, whether it was Shrek or the Minions or the Harry Potter rides, they all had some story to follow. And they all followed kind of a similar plot formula.
Yeah.
Well, 8.3 million people rode those rides last year.
Wow.
Can you imagine your story being experienced by 8.3 million people in a year?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so I was thinking about your plot design workshop that you're going to be doing for our participants at the at-home writing retreat.
Yep.
So February 22nd through 24th, if you guys haven't heard about this, we are doing an at-home writing retreat. Have you ever been to a writer's conference or writer's seminar where you get really super duper inspired, but you have no time to actually put that inspiration to use, and then Monday morning you've got to go back to work?
Yep.
We don't want to do that to you. So we actually are going to be hosting a weekend where we help you and inspire you and then give you time to write. So I was thinking about, Sarah, I was thinking about your plot design workshop that you're going to be giving during that weekend. And I thought, for a novel's plot, we're going to need a lot more complexity than we would on a 5-minute ride, right?
Oh, yeah.
You think? But some of those techniques that make the rides and the movies that inspire them successful, you'll be sharing with us.
Yep.
What really got me excited about the trip ahead of time were the 2 new sections that they've added based on the Harry Potter books. Now, I know not everybody reads Harry Potter, but, I looked it up because I was walking around, and everywhere I went, there was design that had been based on the books that just kind of immersed you in this setting, and I felt like I was really there. And there were also all kinds of things to buy, and I thought, ooh, she is making a mint of this. I went online and discovered that J.K. Rowling is not a billionaire, even with all this stuff out there, but it's not because she isn't making money on it. It's because she's giving away her earnings.
That's
Now,
awesome.
I think that's pretty awesome because a lot of times, at least, from a Christian perspective, we think, well, oh, I just want to do this as a ministry. And we don't realize that actually when we earn a little bit, because we write well enough that people want to read it and want to buy copies for their friends,
Right.
then when we earn a little bit, we can give that away. We actually have more to share. And I
Exactly.
thought, yeah, so I was looking at the possibilities and thinking, oh my goodness, um, the Hogwarts area of the Harry Potter, the Hogsmeade area of the Harry Potter land, where a lot of the action takes place in the books, was, like I said, just so immersive.
Yeah.
And it's funny, before I went, I was telling someone a story. I once participated in a group session where the leader told us to think of a safe place. Imagine our safe place when we were feeling anxious or whatever. And I thought of Hogwarts. And I told my husband about that, and he said, why? Because in Hogwarts, that's where all the deadly battles happen and crazy stuff.
Oh,
But I realized when I was listening to the audiobook on my trip that J.K. Rowling created a place people want to go. Yes, wild action happens there, but for the whole book beforehand, 2/3 of the book beforehand, she's creating little scenes and little experiences in this place that make people enjoy being there. So it's not a plot that
yeah.
drives you all the way to the end and then you know what happens and you never read it again. It's a book you keep revisiting because you want to go back to this place and keep
That world.
exactly. So when you were writing about your grandparents, did you find that some of the music and the atmosphere and the experiences they had were places you almost wanted to visit?
Yeah, because like the big band music, Benny Goodman, especially Glenn Miller, just
Mhm.
makes it sound like so much fun, so youthful, so safe. And then the clothes, the women were so chic. I mean, they had the greatest, I don't know if we'd want to get as dressed up and have to wear stockings every day, but they always look very polished. And that's what impressed me the most when I did research for the book. My grandma had some great outfits and great dresses, and I thought they always look like they're ready to model on a magazine cover, And that's just their everyday wear. I'm like, wow.
Kind of makes you want to adjust your own wardrobe a little bit.
Yes.
I read on your Facebook page that you actually took a couple of dance lessons, including a swing dance lesson.
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
Fun. And we want our readers to experience things like that and want to actually go out and try new things because we introduce them to the experience. It doesn't have to be fantasy fiction. It could be a romance novel like Sarah's been writing. So we're going to help you in our weekend at-home writing retreat to
Mm-hmm.
not only design a plot that's going to keep your readers reading and moving forward, but to design a setting and people and experiences that make your readers want to keep coming back and revisiting them.
Yes.
You end up with a series when all you thought was you were going to tell one story because your readers demand to know what else is happening in this place or with these people. Well, I'm wondering what stories are going to come out of this at-home writing retreat weekend.
I'm excited.
You've had a subscription to Writer's Digest. I think you still do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
will never forget when I first got Fierce weekend?
Yeah, so just like Christy said, is she didn't have time to get any feedback. And I went to a recent writers conference and I didn't do any writing because I was so busy just attending the conference and the learning all about writing. I didn't do any writing, but that's something we want to fix in our About Time novel writing series. We are going to give you the time, not just to learn, but to work on your project, because we're hoping that you have a project in mind. And as you're learning, we're going to give you the time to actually apply what you're learning, not just to a simple exercise, but to actually your novel. And that's something, again, like Christy said, that's something that a lot of conferences and writing workshops don't offer. And then we're also going to go deep into 5 important topics and give you time to work on that in your own novel. So like Christy said, she was able to learn about setting, but sometimes you don't just, maybe it's therapeutic to write something about setting, but we want you to actually dive into your own novel. And we'll also provide feedback. So do some writing on your novel, and then we're going to, do a very fun critique and help guide you to the next part so you feel better. Okay, now I just did this, but now I'm going to learn even more how to make the setting even better. And that's something Christy didn't receive and something I didn't receive. I still work on receive Writer's Digest, but I don't have a writer actually saying, okay, Sarah, so now that you learned this about setting, I think, when you wrote this scene, you should improve it like this. And it's great. And then you can share, and then you'll be able to share it with us. And our goal with this and future workshops is to help you complete your novel this year.
Yes.
Because this is the time. And if you have a distinct deadline, you have more of a chance to actually do it.
So true.
Mm-hmm. So Christy is going to now tell you exactly what we're going to have you work on and some of the lessons that we're going to share about.
You bet. So the lessons that we're going to be doing will have to do with writing, what they call free writing, where you don't let your inner critic slow you down. So we're also going to later share things about toning up your writing. You can deal with that later, but get the ideas out. We're going to share a character template and help you fully develop your characters, because number one, it'll help to make your story flow better if your character has a level of integrity, that they behave in ways that this character should behave. Mm-hmm. But also, you can create someone people want to keep watching. And you end up, like I said, maybe with a series of books based on these people.
Exactly.
We'll help you create your setting. There's going to be a setting template that'll help you immerse your readers in an experience, in a place that they want to keep coming back to, or a place that they want to escape, depending on what your setting is. That's right. I don't know if anybody remembers the Grapes of Wrath.
Yes, I do. I hated that.
There's some settings that you'll never forget because you're glad to be out of them. We're going to walk you through Sarah's amazing plot planning workshop where she talks about death and resurrection theory of plot planning and the story arc and basically the plot puzzle, the interspersing of different things in your plot. And we'll talk about scene crafting. Every scene should have its own impact.
Yes.
Every scene should make the reader feel that they've had a small experience that's triggered some emotion and makes them want to keep going. And then we're going to do an open mic session where you can share some of what you've created. So in our previous sessions that I've just posted the links to, you'll see that we didn't have a lot of time for feedback or for individual creation. But during this weekend, our goal is to give you the writing experience, the time that you need. And so we'll hold sessions and we'll give you a couple hours to work, and then we'll come back and hold another session. And this will give you time that by the end of the weekend, you have scenes going, you have an understanding of your plot, characters, and settings, and you can share a little bit about what you've written so that we can help you and celebrate your success and help you refine some things.
Yeah.
So sign up.
Yes.
I will post a link to the event in just a moment, but definitely we want you to go ahead and sign up. We need to know ahead of time who all is coming, and we want to encourage you to invite your friends too. If you have people that you know this would be perfect for, share it with.
Yes.
Well, Sarah, do you have anything else you want to share today?
No, I think we covered pretty much the basics.
Awesome. Well, I have really enjoyed seeing your face again, and I look forward to our weekend. If you guys have any questions at all, please let us know. But I've posted the link right here for you to sign up, and we'll see you on February 22nd.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.